Welcome, my dear student. Okay, I hope you are all settled for this class, right?
Yes.
Okay, today we're going to look at a very interesting topic and a very complex topic to understand in biology, and this is organic evolution. Organic, organic evolution. All right. We're going to concentrate more on those areas we are going to see in your exam. We don't have much time again. All right. The exam is coming so fast. Not more than 7 days now. You are going to sit for this exam. Please, I'm talking to JAM students. Okay.
Yes.
Now, evolution here. The word evolution is derived from the word evolve. Okay. Evolution is derived from the word evolve. What is evolve? Evolve means change. All right. What does that mean? It means that evolution is the change of structure or organism. All right. It means that evolution is the change of structure of organism as a result of changes in their environment, which enable them to survive or to adapt to that change in their environment. All right. And the study of evolution told us that living things have their common origin in the ancient time. Now, as a result of these changes in the environment, they have to evolve in order to adapt to those changes in their environment. All right. So here in biology, we have two types of evolution. All right. The two types, the two types of evolution on the board. Number one is evolution of divine creation. Number two is organic organic evolution. Okay, the evolution of divine creation is also known as creationism. This is known as creationism, and this evolution states that life began by creation. Life began by creation, right? By a supernatural being. This type of evolution is saying us that life began by creation by a supernatural being, right? Which is described as God. This is exactly what happens in the Bible. That God, which is described here as a supernatural being, came and created everything we have in the world. All right? After creating heaven and earth and all in it, he then creates living things, all living things, both goat, cow, pig, man, lion, chimpanzee, and other unicellular organisms. This is what this evolution is telling us. All right. And this evolution of creationism told us that snake once had legs. All right. After after temptation of the Adam and Eve, that the supernatural being, which is God, now condemned the snake. That is why they now lost all the legs and they are now moving with their stomach. All right. Then this guy here, this is organic evolution. This evolution told us that life began by spontaneous radiation, all right? Spontaneous radiation of methane, water, and some sand or dust particles, which comes together to form the first living organism, which your textbook describe to be a unicellular organism like amoeba. All right? It states that life began by spontaneous radiation or spontaneous reaction of methane, water, and dust particles to form to form the first living organism on earth, which is described as amoeba. All right. So this evolution is telling you that life begins in this form before living things start to evolve from one form to another, from one form to another. All right. And this is telling us that from here, all living organisms start to form. You understand that life began from this cell, this unit. Okay. Then we are going to concentrate more on organic evolution. The topic is organic evolution, not organ evolution. Please take note. Now, we have two fathers of organic evolution. Okay. The two fathers of organic evolution are Jean Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, who stated his theory of evolution in the year 1801. Then the second person is Charles Larry Darwin, who stated his theory of evolution in the year 1859. These are the two fathers of evolution. The two fathers of organic evolution. Okay, the theory of Lamarck is known as Lamarckism. Lamarckism. The theory of Charles Darwin is known as Darwinism. Okay, now let's look at Lamarck's theory of evolution. Okay, what are the theory of Jean Lamarck? Number one theory of Jean Lamarck is known as theory of need. Theory of need. Okay, is there three theory? Theory of need, theory of use and disuse, and the theory of acquired traits by inheritance. All right. The theory of need. Here, he used giraffe to state this theory. All right. Lamarck states that Asian giraffe have short neck and short legs. Now, as a result of overproduction of new organisms in the community, all right, there is now scarcity of food. So giraffe will no longer obtain food from the ground. They have to compete with one another in order to survive to that sudden change in the environment, which I describe as scarcity of food. So giraffes started now to stretch their neck and their legs to get food from tall trees. All right, and by doing so, they now acquired a new trait. You understand? They now acquired a new trait of having long neck and long legs, and that is why all giraffe now acquired this new trait, the long neck and the long legs. So they now started to pass that trait from generation to generation. All right, and the sum of these things I just explained here are the three theories I'm going to write here. The first is the theory of need. The second is theory of use and disuse. Then the third one is theory of acquired traits by inheritance. Right? In the theory of use and disuse, he states that snake once had legs. Now, because of changes in the environment, snakes stop making use of their legs, the limbs to walk. All right? They start to use their stomach to walk on the ground. That is why they stop making use of their legs. And because they are no longer making use of their legs to walk, which is described here as disused, all right? The organs that are not used constantly will become weak and at a point will be discarded or disappear. Now, the stomach they have been frequently been using to walk around will become more developed. And that is why Gilama states that the, in the theory of use and misuse, that the organ that are frequently used will become more functional, will become more stronger. Then the ones that are not constantly used will become weaker and at a point will be disappeared. Right? Then in the theory of acquired traits by inheritance, it states that all the acquired traits must be transferred from the parent to offspring. Right? Now, all these are the three theories of Jean Lamarck. We call it Lamarckism. All right? Theory of Jean Lamarck. That is Lamarckism. Then the theory of Charles Darwin. Theory of Charles Darwin, which is known as Darwinism. This is the theory of Charles Darwin. Number one is the theory of natural selection. Number two, theory of survival of the fittest. Right? This is theory of, right? Theory of natural selection and theory of survival of the fittest. Right? Now, this theory of Lamarck holds until during the time of Darwin. Darwin came and saw the theory of Lamarck and have to disapprove some certain things. All right? Because here, what Lamarck told us here, Lamarck says that for dogs that have tail complete, when they lost the tail, as the case of accident, that when they will now produce their offspring, that they are going to produce offspring without tail. Is that possible? No, it's not possible. Right? Then Charles Darwin says that before traits will be transferred from the parents to the offspring, it must be a genetic trait. That trait must be linked with the gene. All right? That is why he disapproved the theory of acquired traits by inheritance, that acquired traits must not or will never be transferred from the parent to the offspring. Darwin disagree with Charles' theory here. All right? Then Darwin states that Asian giraffe, right? Asian giraffe are of two categories. We have giraffe with long neck and long legs. Then we have another group that have short neck and short legs. Now, because of overproduction of offspring, all right, which increases the population size, all right, and that increase in population size will now lead to scarcity of food, all right. The scarcity of food will result to what? Competition. And when there's competition, organisms will start to compete with one another in order to survive. All right. So those with long neck and long legs have structures that support the nature to enable them to survive. All right. Then those with short neck and short legs cannot obtain their food from tall trees. All right. While those with long neck and long legs can obtain their food from tall trees, which enable them to survive. Now, those ones that are not strong enough because of the structures they have are not supporting them to survive, right? For instance, now, Darwin's giraffe states that we have two categories of giraffe: giraffe with long neck and long legs. Then another group is the giraffe with short neck and short legs. Now, when there is scarcity of food as a result of overproduction of offspring, okay? Now, those giraffe with short neck and short legs cannot obtain their food from tall trees, and that is why they cannot survive. They will die. All right? Then those with long neck and long legs can get their food from tall trees, and that is why they survive. Now, it states that during that time, all the giraffe with short neck and short legs died. Only those with long neck and long legs are the ones that survive. And the trait of the long neck and long legs is linked in their gene. So they start to produce offspring with all the giraffe having long neck and long legs because that is the trait they have in their gene. It states that the theory of natural selection, that nature selects those traits that are useful to it and discard others. Which one are discarded? The giraffe with short neck and short legs. All right. Then nature selects those that are useful to it. Which one is that? Those giraffe with long neck and long legs. Then the theory of survival of the fittest. Who is now the fittest? Those giraffe with long neck and long legs because they have structures that enable them to be the fittest to survive in their environment. While those with the short neck and short legs are described as unfit by Charles Darwin, and that is why they were not able to survive. So Charles Darwin stated two theories of evolution, which are theory of natural selection, all right, and the theory of survival of the fittest. In the theory of natural selection, it states that nature selects those traits that are useful to it and discard others. Then in the theory of survival of the fittest, it states that only the strongest will survive. Then the ones that are weak or unfit will be discarded, and nature will not select them. All right, that is all about the history of Jean Lamarck and Charles Darwin in the study of organic evolution. Please, I would like to stop here. In the next class, we continue from the next chapter of the topic. I hope you all understand, right? Thank you and God bless you. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Good day.